Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, you're welcome to Sew with Mediva. And if you're a returning subscriber or a returning viewer, thank you for sticking to my channel. So in today's video, I'll be showing you guys how to make a one-sided off-shoulder dress with a stylish cape design. And I achieved this style using 2 yards of African print fabric and half yard of crepe fabric. If this is something you're interested in, make sure to keep watching. And if you find this video helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, leave a comment and subscribe to my channel. So I made use of 2 yards of African print fabric and half yard of black crepe for the cape design. I have my other materials here, my scissors, my ruler and my tape rope. So we're going to start with the upper part of this dress. I'll be working on my pattern paper and I have it in a fold of 2. I went ahead to mark my basic vertical measurement. So the first line here is the shoulder line. From the shoulder to the bust line is 10.5, to the under bust is 13.5, and to the waistline is 16.5. So I'll come over to the closed angle of my fabric and mark my shoulder measurements divided by 2, which is 8 inches. And from that same point, I'll mark the width of the neckline, which is 3 inches. From that 8 inches mark, I'll come down by 1 inch for my shoulder slope and connect it together. So from that point, I'll come down to my chest line, which is 8 inches. To get your chest line, divide your bust measurement by 6 and add 1.5 inches to it. Connect the points together and further extend it this way. To get the midpoint of this line, for mine it is 4 inches and I'll come in by half an inch for the front armhole. So I'll go ahead to connect the back armhole first and connect the front armhole as well. After that, the next thing is to mark out the depth of the neckline, and for mine I made use of 6 inches. So for the wideness of the neckline, I want to adjust it to 3.5 instead of 3 inches. And then I'll go ahead to connect the points together. The next thing we want to do is to mark out the darts. So to get your dart line, you divide your nipple to nipple measurements by 2. So mine is 4 inches. 8 inches divided by 2, 4 inches. I'll mark it on all the lines and then proceed to connect them together. So on the under bust line, I'm going to take half an inch on both sides. If you're working with a big sized bust, you can do 0.75 or even up to 1 inch. On the bust line, I'll come down by 1 inch and use my ruler to connect it to the under bust this way. On the waistline, I'll take half an inch on both sides again and connect it straight down. So the last thing I want to do is to mark the round body measurement. So on the bust line, I'll mark the bust measurements divided by 4 and I'll add 1.5 inches for seam allowance. On the under bust, I'll mark the round under bust measurements divided by 4. I'll add this 1 inch for that and 1.5 inches for seam allowance. Now I'll do the same thing on the waistline. After marking all the measurements, I'll go ahead to connect the points together and then proceed to cut it out. So I'll cut out the back armhole first. We're going to work on the front armhole later on. So after cutting, I'll go ahead now to open up my pattern and determine where I want my one side of shoulder to be. So I want mine to be towards this side, towards this other side. So you can just choose whatever you want for yours. And then I'll come down by 5 inches from the shoulder line and then go ahead to connect it all the way to the neckline. So I'll be cutting out that part. And to avoid any form of gaping on this new neckline, I'm going to come in by 1 inch from this armhole and just connect it all the way down. Go ahead to cut it out as well. So I'll be using this now to cut on my fabric and show you guys. I'll be cutting out the front and the back panels together on the fabric, and I have both in a fold of 2. The front panel is in a fold of 2 and the back is also in a fold of 2. I'll place the pattern now on the front panel this way and go ahead to pin it down. So as you can see, my back panel is 1.5 inches bigger than the front. So that extra fabric is going to serve as the zipper allowance. So I'll go ahead now to cut it out. So we're cutting out the same thing for the front and the back panels. I'll add half an inch to the shoulder and go ahead to cut out the sides. So I'll go ahead to split the back panel into 2 before I remove the pattern paper. So this is what we have for the front and we have 2 pieces for the back. So I'm going to use this pattern now to trace out the one side of shoulder. But before I do that, I'm going to place the back panel facing the front panel this way. So make sure the right sides are facing each other so that you can have the same neckline for both the front and the back. After doing that, I'll place my pattern on it this way and then proceed to trace out the new neckline. I'll just use my chalk to mark out the new neckline and armhole. So I'll remove the other piece and then cut it out. So after cutting, this is what we have. So we've been able to replicate the one side of shoulder on the fabric, and this is what it looks like. So this is the zipper allowance at the back. So I'll use the pattern to cut out the front armhole on the fabric. So I'll also notch the dart point on the fabric. This is going to make it easy when you are trying to take in the dart. I'll do the same thing for the back panel. And for the back panel, I'll go ahead to eliminate 0.5 inches from the zipper allowance to avoid any zipper bulge. And from the lower part, I'll come up again by 1 inch and then connect it all the way to the sides and cut it out. This is going to help your dress sit very well at the back. So I'll use these patterns now to cut out my lining. I'll cut out lining for the back panel and for the front, and I'll show you guys the next thing to do. So I'm going ahead to trace out my dart on the front panel, and this is what it looks like. So I'll take it to my sewing machine now and just take in my dart on this side, and I'll also take it in on the other side. So for the back panel, the darts are going to go higher than the front all the way to the chest line. So just go ahead to mark it out this way. So I'll take it in now. I'll do the same thing for the lining pieces and I'll show you guys what it looks like. So after taking in the darts, this is what we have. I'm gonna head to also iron it. And for the back panels as well, I'm gonna head to stitch the dart in. So these are the lining pieces. I did the same thing I did on my main fabric on my lining. And I also ironed it out, as you can see. So before we proceed, guys, we're going to work on the off shoulder side of our dress. We want to create a simple sleeve for that part. So I'm going to place the side front and the side back beside each other this way. I'll place them on each other by 1 inch for my seam allowance, and then I will measure what I have between that point. So for mine, I have 9 inches. So I'm going to just cut out a strip of fabric that is 10 inches long, and I have it here. I just folded it into two. This is going to help the cape sit on your shoulder. I hope you guys understand. So I'm only going to be stitching this now to the front panel. I have a length of 10 inches because of the joining allowance. So I'm going to fix it on the front panel this way. I'll use my pins to hold it down and just stitch it. Then I'll place my lining piece on it and then go ahead to close up the neckline, close up the armhole area. I'll close up the sides. I'll leave the lower part open for turning over and I'll show you guys. So for the back panels, I'll also use my lining to turn it over. I'll place them right sides facing each other. I'll go ahead to close it up and leave the lower part for turning over. So when I'm done doing all of that, I will show you guys. So after doing all of that, this is what it looks like. I have also ironed it out. Next thing I want to do is to join the front and the back panels together. I'll close up the shoulder using 1/2 inch and then I would attach the strap to the back panel this way. So after doing that, this is what it looks like. I'm going ahead to create our off shoulder sleeve. So the next thing we're going to work on is the collar. So what I'm going to do first is to determine where I want the two collars to meet. So you can decide to just use your dart line, but for mine I came in by 2 inches from my dart line, and then I'll connect it all the way up. So that's where my two collars are going to meet. So you can decide to just connect yours from the dart line. So from that point I marked, I'm going to measure all the way around the neckline to the back. So I'll leave a 1 inch gap for my zipper allowance. So for this side I have 16 inches, and for the length of the other collar I'm going to measure again, leaving 1 inch. I'm going to measure all the way around the neckline to that same point, and for this I have 22 inches. So right now I'll show you guys how to cut out the collar. So the first thing we want to do is to mark out the length of the collar. For the first one I measured 16 inches, and then for the height I'll be using 10 inches. You can decide to use something wider if you want. So I'll go ahead to connect it and then I will cut it out. So this is for the shorter collar, and then for the longer one, which is 22 inches, I'm going to be using a height of 12 inches. So like I said, for the height of your cape or collar, you can decide to use whatever measurement you want. I'll connect the points together and proceed to cut it out. So we have the two patterns for the cape cut out now. We're going to start with the longer one. So this part is going to be the longest part of the collar in front. So from the upper part, I'll come down by 5 inches all the way to the edge, and then I'll go ahead to connect those 5 inches points together and then slant it all the way down. I hope you guys understand what I'm doing, and then proceed to cut it out. So this is for the longer side of the cape, and for the shorter side I'm going to come down by 6 inches. So if you want it to cover your shoulder very well, you can do up to 8 inches, and then go ahead to connect the points together and then cut it out. So we are done drafting out the capes, and the next thing is to cut it out on our fabric. So this is how the cape will sit in front of your dress. So I'll be cutting out 2 pieces each of the pattern. So after cutting out, this is what it looks like. You can go ahead to iron your hairstay to the fabrics for more weight. So I'll remove the patterns from it and show you guys the next thing to do. So this is what the cape will look like when we are done. So I'm going to place these fabrics right sides facing each other, and then go ahead to close it all the way around. I'll leave this upper part open for turning over. I'll repeat the same thing for the other one and show you guys the next thing to do. So after turning over, this is what we have. I've gone ahead to also iron it out. The next thing is to insert it to the neckline of our dress. So remember, we have already marked the point where we want the collars to meet. So I'm going to place it on the wrong side of my upper bodice this way, and then I'll go ahead to pin it down. Go ahead to use your pin to hold it down on the wrong side. So you can see that the collar fits perfectly into the neckline just like we measured. So when I'm done with that part, I'll come over to the other side. I'll pick the longer collar, the longer cape, and then go ahead to pin it. Starting from that same point again, I'll pin it all the way to the back. So this is the reason why we had to insert this sleeve to hold the cape. So continue to pin it until you get to the back. So your cape should stop 1 inch before the end of the back panel. So right now, take it to my sewing machine and go ahead to join the cape to the fabric. So when you are done, you're going to notch it and then flip your cape over to the right side. So you can see how simple this is to achieve, and it will be looking just like this in front. So when I'm done with that, I will show you guys. So after stitching, this is what we have, and I'm gonna head to flip it over to the right side. You can see how beautiful it looks already, and this is what the back looks like. The next thing I'm going to do is to join the front and the back panels together on the sides. So I'll be taking my 1 inch allowance and closing up the sides. After doing that, this is what it looks like. I also notch the seam like I said, and I'll go ahead to iron out my collar so that it lays down flat. So I'll set the upper part aside. I will work on the lower part. So the lower part is a basic pencil skirt. I'll be making the video a bit fast because I don't want it too long. So the width of the fabric I have is 13 inches, and for the back I have extra 3 inches towards the folded part, and the full length of my dress is 40 inches. I use 16 inches for the upper part, so for the lower part I have 24 inches plus 2 extra inches for turning over. So I've marked out my waistline, and from the waist to the hip line is 10.5 and to my knee line is 24. So I'll go ahead to extend the lines this way. On the waistline, I'll mark my waist measurements divided by 4. I'll add 1 inch for that and 1.5 inches for seam allowance. And on the hip line, I'll mark my hip measurements divided by 4 and 1.5 inches for seam allowance. So whatever I have on that hip line, I'm going to subtract 1.5 inches and mark it on the knee line. So connect the points together this way. So for the back, for the butt allocation, I'm going to come out by 1 inch from the hip line, connect it all the way up, and then from that hip line I'll come down by 7 inches and connect it to that 1 inch mark. So this is going to serve as the butt allocation. So for the zipper allowance, I'm going to mark 1.5 inches now from that butt allocation this way all the way down and connect it. After that, I'll place the dart on the front panel. I came in by 4 inches and I came down by 5 inches. I'll take half an inch on both sides and then connect the point up this way. So let's go ahead to cut this out. I'll go ahead to notch the point where I want the skirts to stop. The remaining part is going to be for folding. I'll notch the dart and I'll also notch the zipper area. So I have used the fabric to cut out the lining, and this is what we have. So the length of the lining is shorter than the fabric because we're going to use it to turn it over. So I'll place them right sides facing each other this way. So I'll pull the lining down to the full length and then go ahead to stitch it together. After that, I'll draw the lining up, so making a fold up to that point where I notched, and then close up the sides. I'll do the same thing for the other side. So when I'm done, I'll turn it over to the right side and take in the dart. For the back panels, I'll repeat the same process. I'll cut out the lining so that it is shorter than my fabric. So I'll turn it over to the right side, taking that and show you guys. So after doing all of that, this is what we have. I've also gone ahead to iron it out. These are the back panels, and this is what the wrong side looks like. And for the front panel, this is what we have. I also took in the darts, as you can see. So the next thing I'm going to do is to join the front and the back panels on the sides. I'll use my 1 inch seam allowance to join it all the way down. But if you're working for a client, you can just go ahead to shape it again before you stitch. So if you want to shape it again, you're going to just come down to your hip line. So my hip line is 10.5 inches. I'll come down by 10.5 inches and extend the line. Just draw out a straight line. After that, I'll go ahead to measure what I have there. So I have about 24 inches. That means I'll be taking in 1 inch on both sides of my skirt. I hope you guys understand. So after doing that, this is what we have. The next thing is to join the front and the back panels together. I'll fold it into two to get the midpoint and just mark it out. I'll also fold the upper part into two to mark the midpoint. So after marking, I'll place the two marked points facing each other this way. So you're going to make sure that the darts are sitting on each other and the side seams are also sitting on each other, as you can see. And then I'll use my pins to hold them down. So use your pins to hold them down. After that, I'll take it to my sewing machine and join the two together using 1/2 inch. After that, I'll also close up the back, the center back. I'll come up by 8 inches for my slit opening, and then go ahead to close up 1 inch up to the point where my zipper is going to stop. So after doing all of that, this is what it looks like. Our dress is almost complete now. This is what we have in front, and this is what the back looks like. So for the back, you're going to use your hemming gum to just finish up the slit. You're going to iron your hemming gum under one side of the fold so that it sits on the other one this way. Hope you guys understand. And if you want an open slit, you're going to iron the hemming gum on both sides of the seam so that it sits this way. So the last and final thing is to insert the zipper, and I'll flip this over to the wrong side. I'll fold in my zipper allowance this way. You can go ahead to iron it out. You can go ahead to iron out the zipper allowance. And then this is the zipper I'm working with. I'm going to place the right sides facing it this way. I'll fold in the edges and use my pins to hold it down. After holding with the pin, you're going to then stitch it all the way down. So your zipper should appear this way on the wrong side. So that will be the end of this video. Thank you for watching.